Hello everyone and welcome back to Very Cold Lasagna, your filthy casual place for all the filthy casual takes on the world of sports. I am DylanLasagna and welcome back to another weekly preview of my San Francisco 49ers as they prepare for week 11. It's a big one for the San Francisco 49ers because, well, después de una victoria en el fútbol del domingo por la noche sobre el de Chargers, los San Francisco 49ers ahora enfrentan un gran enfrentamiento en el fútbol del lunes por la noche contra Kyler Murray y los Cardinals de Arizona en la Ciudad de Mexico. So, I hope my Spanish in high school paid off a little bit there. Probably not. But anyway, what I meant to say was, despite an ugly victory on Sunday Night Football against the LA Clippers, the 49ers are heading off to Mexico City to play another primetime game on Monday Night Football down in Mexico City against Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. So this is a big matchup for the 49ers because, well, with the win, they can get another edge over their NFC West rivals, not just Arizona, but everybody else in that division, and that includes Seattle, because, well, they will get the edge. They will get first place back in the NFC West, which they technically never should have had lost by hell any given season, right? So anyway, this is a big matchup for them to close out Week 11 for the entire league, because, yeah, as for all the reasons stated. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, well, this is another game for them to potentially save their season. If they lose this game, well, it'll go down the shitter even further. So, with that being said, let's take a look back at the week that was for both of these teams. For the 49ers, they returned back from their Week 9 bye, and it came at a good time as they came back for Week 10, as they faced the injury-riddled Chargers on Sunday Night Football. They came back mostly healthy, but also pretty rusty because, yeah, a lot of things were not working on offense, but their defense really stepped up in the second half. And despite those struggles, the running game of Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell, as well as some throws from Jimmy Garbagevale to Brandon Ayuk and Juwan Jennings, as well as some key stops from the defense on Justin Herbert and the offense, the 49ers went on to win an ugly one at home, 22-16 in prime time. So not exactly the best of wins this season for them, but heck, they won a game in Week 10 and went to 5-4, and they're getting closer to improving their record and getting that lead back from Seattle in the division. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they were involved in a battle of the backups in Week 10 down in LA in SoFi. And yeah, the Cardinals came out on top yet again as their backup Colt McCoy, who was starting for Kyler Murray with a hamstring injury. He had to start in the lineup this time compared to last year when they faced the 49ers, as Colt McCoy outdueled the Rams backup, John Wolford, who was filling in for Matthew Stafford with a concussion. And yeah, they beat the Rams 27-17. And yeah, they finally won their first division game, and they improved to 4-6. So this is another must-win game for them. So, and this if they win here, kind of saves their season. But this game is just as important for the 49ers. So the Cardinals would certainly like to have the quarterback back for this game. If not, they're going to have to trot out Colt McCoy. So as we transition into the injury report, pretty clean slate for the 49ers, for now at least, as I'm recording this on a Friday evening. For the most part, the teams haven't exactly released their injury report. I don't know why. Maybe because this game's going to be on a Monday night, or maybe it's the weird weather that the Niners are deciding to partake in. It's because they're practicing in Colorado and Denver rather than in Mexico City. But anyway, either case. So as we go into the injury report, Eric Armstead is not practicing with the team with foot and ankle injuries, so I don't think he's going to play in this game again. I honestly don't know what is going on with Eric Armstead at this point, and maybe if he's not healthy, if he's not ready to go at all at this point, I do expect Kyle Shanahan and the team to put him on injury reserve for the rest of the season. Also not with the team is Javon Kinlaw. He's still recovering. He's technically still on injury reserve. I forgot what the exact reason was, but if he's still rehabbing, ready to go, ready to come off injury reserve, I think he's eligible to come off, have his practice window open this coming week, like after the Monday night game when they face New Orleans in Miami. So we'll see if they activate him at any point after. But anyway, so he's not going to play here, and he's not even with the team in Denver. So he's actually back in the Bay Area. So he's enjoying the slightly warmer weather. Not that warmer, though. Samson Ebicom returned to practice, though, after he missed the Chargers game with quad and Achilles injury. So if he does play, then at least we have half of our starting defensive line back. So that's something. Receiver Danny Gray returned to practice after an ankle issue caused him to miss the Chargers game. But even though he's not really hasn't been a factor at all this season, I mean, doesn't ever hurt to have depth at the receiver position. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they are hurting a bit at the offensive position. So especially having lost tight end Zach Ertz for the season, because he had a serious knee injury during the Rams game. He was carted off, so backup Max Williams is going to have to fill in for them at the tight end position. So big loss for that offense. But they are at least getting back at some point. Receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown, after missing a couple of games with a foot injury, so they designated him to return from short-term injury reserve. Now, whether he comes back for this game against the 49ers on Monday night, whether they activate him off IR here this Monday, is another question. It doesn't indicate that he's been practicing according to reports, but we shall see if he will play alongside DeAndre Hopkins and Rondé Moore. As for the quarterbacks, both of them have lingering injuries and are currently limited in practices. Starting with Kyler Murray, he's currently a game-time decision with the hamstring injury, and Colt McCoy, their backup, he seems more on track to being active than Kyler Murray as of right now, with the knee issue that he suffered during the Rams game. So if somehow neither of those quarterbacks play during this game, their third stringer, Trace McSorley, I think that's his name, but maybe I'm not sure if that's his actual name or I'm basing that off the one from Mutant Football League. I've been playing that a lot, okay? So anyway, if neither one of those are able to play, their third stringer is going to have to come in a primetime game to start. Wow. Yikes. So I think Colt McCoy might be able to go in this game. But someone that's not able to go in this game is their starting left tackle, DJ Humphries. He's ruled out with the back injury. So a key piece to their offensive line, not available. So yeah, have fun with Nick Bosa. So some of your top stories of the week for both of these teams. Pretty quiet week, to be honest with you. Except for the Cardinals. They released their backup running back, Eno Benjamin. A little bit of a surprise there. Although not really, considering that he was very vocal in this displeasure with his role in the offense, like going down. But either way, this is technically James Conner's backfield. So perhaps he was not happy with him not getting so many carries or helping out balance out James Conner's role, not making him work so damn hard. But either way, maybe he just wanted larger opportunity somewhere else. I don't know. Either way, he could have talked about it with Cliff Kingsbury or not be so overly vocal about it. I don't know. For the Niners, they added a couple of people to the practice squad, such as former Colts backup quarterback Jacob Eason and former Bears receiver Daz Newsome. So in the event that someone gets injured, they're always there to help him out, I guess. And for the 49ers fans, they're expected to be in full force at Estadio Azteca on Monday night. So it's mostly going to be 49ers fans, 80%, despite the 49ers being the technical road team in Mexico City. So, yeah, get ready for the Cardinals to go silent count all game Monday night. That's going to be something to see. I'm excited to see that. As long as the Niners win, though. As long as the Niners win. Some players to watch in this game for the 49ers. I would like to see receivers Deebo Samuel and tight end George Kittle. Seriously, they need to get involved in this offense. Like they need to get back involved in the passing game because, I don't know what's going on with Deebo. He's been kind of a disappointment since coming back with the team and since signing that extension. I don't know. Since signing extensions, the Niners players have been on a downward trend. Not all of them though, but Deebo hasn't been as good as he was last year. And the running back role that he's had last year clearly diminished and clearly not working like it was last year because obviously teams have figured it out. And every time Kyle Shanahan tries to trot Deebo out as the running back, teams know what's coming. So Kyle Shanahan has to reintegrate Deebo as a pure receiver. And once he figures that out, once Deebo actually figures that out too, then Jimmy G can actually start targeting him and spreading the wealth to him, Ayuk, Juwan, and then Kittle. Kittle needs to start opening himself up more. Get involved in running his routes and then getting open. So they have to get back involved in the passing game too. And of course, Jimmy Garoppolo, at this point, where we are in the season and how much I ranted about him, so much in the last, ever since I started, Very Cold Lasagna. I mean, all I could say about Jimmy Garbage Fail, just minimize the damn mistakes, please. Don't be overly stupid with the football. And this is just Jimmy G, the player. I mean, he's a good dude. In real life. I mean, the way he carries himself, of course, but as a pro football player, please just minimize the mistakes. For the Cardinals, you have to keep an eye on the quarterback spot because you don't know who's gonna start. Because again, Kyler Murray's a game time decision. Colt McCoy is likely to be active with the knee issue, despite the knee issue, but it's very debatable right now. If it's Kyler Murray, of course, he's going to be running around like a freaking Sonic the Hedgehog out of the pocket all the damn time. But he's prone to making a lot of mistakes, and such was the case this season. Look at that Seahawks game a few weeks ago where he fumbled the football and he was in pole position for a touchdown and he just fumbled it out of nowhere. And then Colt McCoy, I mean, he actually did a solid job running the offense better than Kyler Murray. Sure, he had a couple mistakes, but he does run the offense a little bit better than Murray does. So, plus, they whooped the Niners' ass with James Conner a year ago at home. At Levi's. So, what does that tell you? And then you have to watch for, of course, James Conner, because he did run all over the Niners last year. And the run defense for the 49ers, not 100%, but still pretty solid considering that they limited Austin Eckler very well last week. And then defensive end J.J. Watt. The Niners offensive line, doing okay for the most part, but J.J. Watt still pretty solid right now in the pass rush, so they gotta contain him. Looking at your three keys to victory for both of these teams, starting with the 49ers, I already talked about George Kittle and Deebo Samuel, how they gotta get involved in the passing game, and it still remains tried and true. And then you gotta prevent the Cardinals offense from getting off to a hot start. That was the same case last year, still the same case now. You cannot let this team, whether it's Kyler Murray or Colt McCoy, get off to a hot start. You did it last week with the Chargers, letting them score a touchdown in less than 10 plays. So you cannot let this team jump scare you on defense. If you're the Niners defense, You can't let them jump scare you and let them score right away. Especially when you have skilled players like James Conner, Rondale Moore, DeAndre Hopkins, and if he plays, Marquise Hollywood Brown and AJ Green, who's somehow, some way doing actually pretty solid. Whether it's Kyler Murray or Colt McCoy as their quarterback, and then get aggressive in goal line situations. Like Kyle Shanahan, yeah, I know he probably doesn't want to pass the ball so much at the goal line because pretty much most of the teams nowadays like don't want to because a certain Super Bowl happened, and that ended one team's dreams. But getting too conservative by running the football and sneaking it all the damn time, it's not going to help you out in a situation where a team that's supposed to be like dynamic offensively in the Cardinals, it doesn't help you out. It really doesn't help you out. So like maybe on a first down, try throwing the ball and then run it on a second and third down or second down. I don't know. Just get more aggressive in goal-to-go situations. Be a little bit more creative in goal-to-go situations. For the Cardinals, limit the running game for the 49ers and force Jimmy Garoppolo to beat you in the air. Make Kyle Shanahan think that the running game is not working by containing Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell. And then he's going to have to call a bunch of plays for Jimmy Garoppolo to throw the ball to Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, Jennings, and force him to beat you like that. So, and that's pretty much Jimmy G's weaknesses right there. And then Kyler Murray, Colt McCoy, you got to limit the mistakes. Whoever's starting at quarterback, got to limit the mistakes because they've been making one too many this season. And then you got to get off to a better start. They had one too many slow starts as well. So you got to find a way to limit the mistakes and get off to a better, faster start. So it's going to be an interesting game, a big one for both these teams. Not must win necessarily, but for the Cardinals, they have to win this game to save their season. Even more for the 49ers, it's a chance to retake the lead in the division, go 4-0, and make Seattle a little desperate, and as they ascend to the top potentially, as long as they take care of their business. So, I'm picking the Niners to win this game because they are a healthier team right now, but that doesn't always translate to success. But where they're going right now, as long as they can make the proper adjustments, the Niners should be able to pull this out against Arizona with the uncertainty they're facing going into this game. So those are my thoughts on this upcoming game between the 49ers and the Cardinals on a Monday night to close out Week 11 in Estadio Azteca. So let me know your thoughts on this upcoming game and who you think is going to win, and let me know your thoughts about it. And anyway, this is DylanLasagna of Very Cold Lasagna, signing out, and keep that lasagna very cold in the fridge with your takes on the world of sports. And until next time, peace out.